Good, happy Wednesday morning, November 13, 2019. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. We have a lot of news to get to this morning, so let's get started. First up, we begin with the WMUR News 9 weather team this morning. So, it's going to be a little chilly for a couple of days, today and tomorrow. WMUR News 9 weather team is saying record cold into Thursday morning, so you will want to bundle up to stay warm, everyone. Weather right now is clear, 14 degrees. To get a full weather forecast, just go to WMUR.com and click on weather, and you can get a full weather forecast from the WMUR News 9 weather team. Now let's go to your news. First up, man accused of sexually assaulting handicapped woman in Manchester. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
November is cab month at your My Hidra tractor dealer. Get special cab savings.
Well, tonight, a Manchester man is accused of sexually assaulting a double amputee. Manchester police charged 24-year-old Roberto Carlos Raimundo with aggravated felonious sexual assault and resisting arrest. Police say a 21-year-old woman called police overnight saying that she had been assaulted and didn't know where she was and that she couldn't leave because her prosthetic legs were in another room. Investigators say that Raimundo matched her description and was uncooperative. He was released on personal recognizance bail and is due in court next week.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Officials, driver flees after striking side of Manchester building causing gas leak. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
We're here today to tell you good folks about Cozy Cabin Rustics Furniture and Mattress Bargain Barn. We carry all types of furniture, including American-made Adirondack and real logs, hardwoods, and reclaimed barn boards to build our quality furniture.
Now at 3 convenient locations. AL?
Right now in Manchester, police are looking for the driver who crashed into a building and caused a gas leak. It happened at the Queen City Market building just before 8 tonight. The car hit a gas main before leaving the scene. Liberty Utilities has since turned it off. Officials say gas is not the primary heating source for the apartments in the building, thankfully. Service is expected to be restored tomorrow.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Outgoing Concord Superintendent Principal given servants packages to leave school district and investigation into handling of complaints about teacher. Let's go to WMUR News 9, Kristen Carosa with this report.
November is cab month at your My Hidra tractor dealer. Get special cab savings.
The two agreements come after a month-long investigation into how the district handled allegations made against a former high school teacher. Howie Lee Young was eventually charged with sexually assaulting a student, but he's pleaded not guilty to that charge. Some parents have been critical of the administration over the issue, leading to the superintendent and principal to resign.
From the board's perspective, it was really in the district's best interest to resolve this.
Terry Forston has been paid roughly $109,000, which resolves the remainder for contract and unused vacation time. And Tom Sicca has been paid roughly $139,000 for unused vacation time and separation fees. They will also be allowed to ask the district for a letter of reference as they look for new employment.
Basically, what that will be dates of employment, positions held, the responsibilities of that position, and other factual information. It will not be a recommendation saying they're qualified or unqualified for any particular job or position. Under the agreement, district employees' former colleagues may provide a recommendation, but that would be up to them.
The agreement also says the two will have medical coverage for a specific amount of time.
If it had not been resolved, both of them could have pursued appeal rights. It could have gone on for a very long time.
The district will now start the process to find permanent replacements for these two positions. Reporting in Concord, Kristen Carosa, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Man sentenced for punching FPU student causing serious injuries. Victim says he lost hearing in one ear and can no longer play baseball. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9, Mike Cronin.
At Beltates, customers will find everything they need for a building project. The brand names you trust to perform. And with a fleet of over 50 delivery vehicles, we deliver when and where our customers need them. Beltates Building Products. 9 locations throughout New Hampshire and Massachusetts.
Emotions running high for Alejandro Lopez Wheeler, a Franklin Pierce University student who was knocked out by 19-year-old Travis Flagg in 2018. Today, Flagg pleaded guilty to second-degree assault.
Because of what occurred on December 1st, I sometimes feel fear for my life and my future.
Last December, court documents say Lopez Wheeler didn't let Flagg and other non-students into a building during a party and joked about kissing one of them. Prosecutors say Flagg punched Lopez Wheeler in the face and he hit his head on the ground, causing brain and head injuries. He says he had to learn how to walk and talk again, lost hearing in one ear, adding his life will never be the same.
Mr. Flagg successfully ended my baseball career as I am no longer a member of the Franklin Pierce baseball team, and he also successfully took away my dreams of becoming a professional baseball player.
Travis, not only because of the way in which you harmed my brother, but the way that you are to your core, you are a coward. You left him lying there. You claimed self-defense when the footage showed otherwise.
Flagg didn't speak, but his attorney says he'll think twice if ever faced with a similar situation. The judge told Flagg he believes he didn't intend to cause this much harm, but says now he has to own it. And he had this message for Lopez Wheeler.
You have to make a decision about whether or not you're going to play the role of the victim the rest of your life, or whether you're not going to let this define who you are.
Some of the victim's family no longer support the plea agreement after learning that Flagg was recently charged with vandalism in Massachusetts. Ultimately, the judge did accept the plea, and starting tonight, Flagg will spend at least 4 months in jail. Reporting live in Keene, Mike Cronin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Family friend raises money to bring home bodies of Romney couple killed in Texas. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Sharice LeClaire.
Strict attention to detail. That's what sets Kubota construction equipment apart. It's how we maximize.
Amy Gleason moved to New Hampshire barely knowing a soul, but Jim and Michelle Butler changed that.
They were just so welcoming. It was like open arms, and it made me feel like I was home again.
When Jamie moved here as a teenager, she took a job at a local watering hole in Rumney, the Butlers' hometown, where a close-knit family made her feel welcome, inviting her to family parties.
Jim was super funny. Most nights when he would show up to the sports bar, you would leave with your stomach hurting and your cheeks hurting from laughing so much. He was just like a super outgoing guy. He would talk to anybody. He was always the first one to strike up conversation, and he helped everybody.
Jamie became close with Jim's youngest sister, Stacy, so when the pair went missing while traveling the country, it left this small corner of New Hampshire clinging to each other.
Everybody feels everybody's pain.
And when the worst was confirmed,
I did like a wellness check with Stacy about every other day. I would just like message her and be like, wellness check. Want to make sure that you're okay, and like it's just a lot. It's really hard. I can't imagine.
So Jamie is doing what she can to help.
These are the crosses that are in Texas that they put up for them.
Selling these decals to people to raise money to bring the Butlers' bodies home. They'll be available in businesses around Rumney. They have one of the Butlers' favorite sayings on them, because nice matters. Jamie says it's what she can do for the couple who gave her a home when she felt alone.
I don't want them to be forgot for the people that they are.
In Canaan, Charisse LeClaire, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And let's take a look at your 2020 New Hampshire candidate tracker for today. Elizabeth Warren is in New Hampshire today. And she has 3 events today in New Hampshire. Her first event, filing for New Hampshire primary at the State House in Concord, New Hampshire. Her second event to be announced, and her third event, town hall with SEA/SEIU local 1984 members at the Holiday Inn in Concord, New Hampshire. William Weld is also in New Hampshire today. Bagels and coffee with the candidate at the Merrimack County Courthouse in Concord, New Hampshire. His second event, filing for New Hampshire primary at the State House in Concord, New Hampshire. Third event, attending Rotary Club meeting in Sugar River Bank in Newport, New Hampshire. And his fourth event, policy discussion at Dartmouth College in Hanover, New Hampshire. And those are the 2 candidates in New Hampshire today. U.S. futures point to a lower open as investors look ahead to Fed Chair's speech. U.S. stock index were lower Wednesday morning. Impeachment showdown. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
We are just hours away now from the televised impeachment hearings here in Washington. As you likely know, this is only the 4th time impeachment proceedings have played out against an American president. Tomorrow morning, millions will be watching, and among the key questions, was there a quid pro quo? Did President Trump withhold hundreds of millions in U.S. aid to pressure the new president of Ukraine to investigate the Bidens? Tonight, the first 2 witnesses who will testify tomorrow and why they were chosen, and how some Republicans plan to defend the president holding mock hearings today to prepare. ABC's Mary Bruce up on the Hill tonight.
Less than 24 hours until the first public hearings, Democrats eager to let their witnesses speak for themselves.
Madam Speaker, what are you hoping to gain from the impeachment public hearings?
We're just having a press conference on Dreamers this day.
They've carefully chosen the first two. Bill Taylor, the top U.S. diplomat in Ukraine, a Vietnam veteran handpicked by the president's own Secretary of State. And George Kent, a senior State Department official who has served presidents of both parties. Democrats believe Taylor and Kent will reveal the scope of the effort to pressure Ukraine to investigate the president's political rivals and outline the stakes for national security. Taylor has testified it was his, quote, clear understanding that Ukraine would not receive nearly $400 million in military aid until they agreed to investigate the Bidens, an arrangement he described as crazy. Kent called American-Ukraine policy a snake pit, led by the president's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, whom he accused of running a campaign of slander and lies. Today, Republicans holding a mock hearing on Capitol Hill. They're preparing to cast the witnesses as unelected and anonymous bureaucrats.
Neither of these two individuals were on the call. These folks never talked to the President of the United States about this call.
Republicans intend to focus narrowly on the president's July phone call, saying there was no pressure when Trump asked the Ukrainian president to, quote, do us a favor and urged him to investigate the Bidens. But witnesses have testified that call is just part of the story, that Ukraine was explicitly told they would not receive the military aid until they announced that investigation.
All right, let's get right to Mary Bruce. She's live up on the Hill tonight. And Mary, we know these televised hearings get underway 10 a.m. tomorrow. And the Democrats and then the Republicans will each have long stretches of time to question these witnesses uninterrupted.
David, the top Republican and Democrat on this committee will each initially have 45 minutes to question the witnesses, giving each party a big chunk of time to try and lay out their case to the American people. After that, each member gets 5 minutes for questions. David, we are told the whole hearing could last more than 6 hours. David.
All right, we'll be here for it all. Mary, thank you. See you in the morning. And I'll be joining George and the entire team. Live coverage of the House impeachment hearings tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, right here live on ABC.
Hi. Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we will be sure to bring you live video feed of that impeachment showdown today. Sorry about that. Today. It all starts at 10 a.m. Busy day in Washington, D.C. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all enjoyed watching, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. We'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.